In this video, we are going to create a chart using this information here, which we will be calculating in a moment. So for interest, equal sign will go in, and the interest is going to be this amount here, and I'll press enter. The depreciation is going to be this amount here, I'll press enter, and the other expenditure is going to be this amount here, this 3000. I'll press enter again. Now all I need to do is use a sum function to add all these up. So I'll just type in my sum function, select all these figures, and I'll press enter. And now you can see that the total expenditure is $8,058. So to create a chart, first you need to select all these figures. Now come to the insert tab, click on recommended charts, and here you can see the type of charts. We have the clustered columns, pie chart, clustered bar, and funnel. For now, we will select this clustered column chart. So I'll just click on OK. And you can see that we have this clustered column chart. I'll just make it bigger. Now it's fine. So now if you want to change the title of this chart, you can do that by just double clicking on this chart title. And I'll just change it to cost of new car. And I'll just click anywhere out of the chart. Now what you can do is you can just make these figures bold just by double clicking on these figures here, and now you can just go to the home tab, click on this B icon which is used to make your text bold. So I'll just click on this here, and you can see that now the figures are bold. I'll do the same with these here. I'll just double click here, come to home tab, and I'll click bold. For now I'll just scroll it a bit to the left, and I'll just click out of this chart. Now if you click anywhere in the chart, you'll see that we have this chart design and format tab opened up. So for now I can just click on chart design, and we have these different chart designs that we can select. For now I'll just select this chart here. Now if I want to, I can just change the color of the outline of this bar or these lines. And to do that, all I need to do is just click on any of these bars. And now I'll just right click here, and you can see we have the fill and the outline here. So if I want to fill in a color red in these bars, I can just select this color from here, and you can see that all the bars are now filled in with red color. The outlines of these bars are still blue, and I can just change the color of these bars, but for now I'll just keep it as it is. And I'll click out of this chart. Now to change the color of these lines here, all I need to do is select the chart and hover over this line and just right click here, and now I can change the color of these lines. So I'll make these lines white, and to change the color of these lines, all I need to do is I need to just hover over these lines and just right click here and repeat the same process. Now if I want to change the color of one of these bars, I just need to double click on that bar and just right click here, and I can change the filled color of this bar. So I'll just change it to green, and I'll click out of this chart. Okay, so let me just change the color of this bar as well. So let's say blue color here, and I'll change this color to maybe yellow. So yeah, now we have the colorful bars. So now with this title, I would like to make it a little bigger, so I'll just select that, come to home tab, click on letter scaling, maybe 2 times, and I guess now it looks better. So for now I'll just close this pane here. Now to go to the advanced formatting of a chart, what you have to do is you have to double click on the chart area or the main body of the chart, and that pane will appear. Now first thing we need to do is we need to click on this shape here, and we will have these four options. If I would like to create edges on my chart, what I can do is I can go to 3D format and make sure that your chart is selected. Go to 3D format and you will have these two options here. Click on the up arrow here, and as I am clicking here, you can see that the edge of my chart is creating a sort of ledge, and I will try it with the bottom option as well. So I'll just increase it a bit, let's say 3.5. You can see that it is moving, but it's hard to tell when it's not zoomed in. But on closer inspection, you can actually see the edges. Let me increase this up a little more, and same with this top level. Now you can see here the edges. So I'll just bring it down to 2.5 or maybe 3. Same goes with this here, and yeah, now it's fine. Now you can do the same for some of these components within the chart. You can just do that by just clicking on any of these four columns here, and you can change the width of these to maybe 3 points, and the bottom level also 3 points. But it's kind of hard to tell that they have been formatted. But if you zoom in, you can actually see that there is a little bit of ledge there. So now I'll get rid of this 3D formatting. So I'll just click here. Now the other one I'm going to show you is this shadow option here. So I'll just click on that. Now what you can do is go ahead and select the main body of this chart here, because that's what we want to deal with, and just come to the color and select black. And now straight away you can actually see that there is now a shadow, and you can choose what you want the shadow to look like with these options here. So for the size, I'll just put it up by 1 point, and you can see it growing. But I really don't want it big. All I want it to do is look like it's just hovering over the top of the spreadsheet. So I'll just keep it to 101%. The blur effect is important because that actually makes it look like a shadow. So I'll just put that up by a few points, and you can see that it is taking that sharp color or dark color away. And obviously it is doing exactly what it says, which is make it more blurry. So that does actually look like a shadow. Then you can choose the angle of the shadow. You can move it over to the left or the right, but typically 90 degrees is just right. So I'll just bring it back to 90 degree, and that's the actual default setting. So there are these presets, and you can choose these and just play around with them and do what you like. But for now I'll just not select any of these. So I'm going to leave that as it is, and I will get rid of this pane here, and I'll just put my chart here and zoom out a bit so we can see the work that we have done. Or what I can do is I can just put this underneath here. Now this looks a bit better. I'll just make it a little bigger. Okay, now it looks fine. I'll zoom out a bit. So what we have done here is we have filled in this table, we have explored two functions, we have inserted a chart and done some advanced formatting. So the formatting is quite a fun thing to do once you get used to it, and it can really make your work look smart and professional. Now if you want to print this chart, all you need to do is hold down Control and just press P, and there we are. Now if you want to print out the whole of the work, then you just need to deselect the chart, hold down Control, and press P again. Now all we need to do is we need to just bring this chart down here, and we'll go to the page layout, and here in the scale we just need to bring it down to 90, and now we need to bring it down a bit further. I'll click out of the chart, I'll press Ctrl plus P, and now you can see our whole table can be printed. So this is it for now.